Okay, we're down literally dead in the centre of the city. Normally this is the lunchroom outside. Quick spin around and you'll see this place. Oh, it's going to follow me. Okay. Well, come back here. Alright, so that's what we're looking at out here. Normally this place is absolutely full. And we even get a little coffee lamp on the table that gives us a little bit of light for the plants, I guess. Anyway, flip it back my way. Okay. Right. So today, what I actually want to talk about, and it's deep and meaningful, and I'm going to need my phone to actually help me out with this, is third places. But let's start with Ray Oldenburg. He was a sociologist born in 1932. He passed away in 2022. What was very important is he made a book called The Good Place in 1989. And that talked about three places in our life. Now, sociology is about social community. You know, a lot of people know psychologists, but not many people understand sociology. I studied sociology for only 1 year, so I'm not a sociologist, but I found this guy in 2017, and I think it's very important to Chris meets Chris, you know, Cam Brown, Lewis, these people who are trying to create community. This is what their concepts, how it was defined in the 80s anyway. Let's start with the first place. First place is your home. Your third place, or your second place, however you want to look at it, but the third place is your work. An average person goes home, work, shuttles back to home, shuttles back to work. Where's the mental health break in that? You've got the home life, the stress, the bills, keeping the power on. You've got the work life, you know, KPIs. You got to perform, you know, you're 10 seconds late, what was your problem, you know? You got the stress of work. The Good Place says there's a third place. There's a middle place, which is a community hub. Now, when he wrote this book, there was no internet around. When he died, he was well and truly into using vlogs and vlogging communities as the third place. A typical third place from the 17th century, there you go, you can hear we're in the city, was coffee houses back in England. So this concept of third place goes back 200 years. Coffee places, men would meet, discuss politics, read newspapers, smoke cigars. Now I know there's a couple on this vlogging community I'm on that smoke cigars. It's a place for you to talk, socialise, meet other people. Not bad, I'm supposed to be reading this off in front. I know it too well. It's a community spot. I'm in a community spot here. I thought this would be the perfect place. I came here 2 days ago and it was sunny and it was packed, and it's just hit midday. This place was packed. Now it's cold. It's snowing to 600 metres today. I'm at 20 metres above sea level. It's snowing. There's cold wind blowing off the snow, and it's a little bit chilly out here, and I've got Dutch blood and I think I'm in heaven, but everybody else around me has bailed it. And this side of the communal space is the non-smoking side. Even the smoking side is empty. People are downstairs hiding behind poles. It's Melbourne Quarter anyway, if you're wondering where we are. We're the newest building in the city. It's supposed to be the futuristic 21st going on to 22nd century modern lifestyle. Apartments up there, workplaces in here, and communal space out in the middle. This is Ray Oldenburg's exact third place. You meet people. You meet strangers. You chat. For a moment in their life and in your life, you've had a chat. You don't necessarily become buddies and go to the ice hockey on Friday. It's a moment in time where you socially interact with people, where you escape from that home, that work, and you chill out in your own zone. When blogs came out in the 1990s, people would blog generally at libraries, at home, but libraries were the place where you could actually find a computer you can use. People couldn't necessarily afford them at home. And that continued this communal space. You would chat to people where you were. What I'm finding with the vlogging community now is they're scared to talk to people in public. That's not just the vlogging community, it's people in general. So walking to work today, I had to walk to the train station. First person I walked past was a lady cleaning the barbecue area at the park, just opposite the train station is all the park barbecue area. A communal third place space that everywhere where we live now has these places, but people are too afraid to use them. And I wished her a good morning and talked about how it was about to start absolutely pissing down rain, and she agreed. She said the weather's been shit lately. And that was 2 seconds, and then I kept walking. You know, we just had a quick interaction. But I left, and this cleaner, who was in their own little world, not looking happy, when I walked away, was actually happy that somebody had spoke to them. Take 2 seconds, 5 seconds of your life when you're standing at a traffic light, when you walk into a coffee shop, you order a coffee from the lady behind the counter, person behind you's waiting for the coffee, while you've done your order, they've done their order, you're both waiting for coffee, just say hello, ask them how their day's been. You don't have to vlog it, but this is how you build your social skills up. Talk to people. I think I've said that on every one of my videos in the last 2 months. Talk to people. We don't bite. We're not scary. I know everybody, you know, my following list is aged between 25 and 35. They make up about 70% of my channel at the moment. You've just got to talk to people. I don't know how to put it any more simply. So let's read some notes before I better hold the phone. Some of that nice icy wind's coming in. And yeah, okay, I just read here, work is also university, school. You know, it doesn't have to be a workplace, it can be a place of study. This is from the University of Chicago, by the way, so I'm sure there's a few people on here from Chicago. The University of Chicago has dedicated a multitude of spaces on campuses where students can go to socialise, relax and study. Whether you prefer the bright lights of the Ex Libris coffee shop or the cosy interior of the Harper Memorial Library, University of Chicago have no shortage of on-campus places for people to hang out. Some of these spots we describe as third places. Ray Oldenburg, an American sociologist, created this term, blah, 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 we'll skip down a little bit here. A third place is where you go out to hang out with your friends. This is University of Chicago. You might actually run into an acquaintance by chance, or you might meet people you've never encountered before. It is a meeting ground, a place to build relationships with others from outside of your work or your home. What else can we say here? Third places look different around the world. However, much of the world, Americans love conversing with others over food and drink. Accordingly, it might be surprising that coffee shops and bars are the most common and popular third places in the United States. Now, that goes on a bit more about the US. Got another one up here. This is by the United Nations. Well, all right, we don't get any bigger than the United Nations. This is the UNESCO Charter. It's a paper that's been getting written over a 2-year period from March 2023 to March 2025. Sun streaming through tall windows, steam rising from fat china mugs, the fragrance of roasted beans and freshly yeasted rolls, and the steady background sound of conversations, laughter and cups clinking. This is where friends meet, where neighbours share news, where business is done, where strangers start talking. This is what we call a third place. And I'll put this actually in the description thing down there that you can read it. COVID, it goes on about COVID and how we all turned to Zoom, and they said third places would die, but COVID, Victoria had the longest lockdowns anywhere in the world. As soon as we got out of being told to stamp on everywhere, you know, swipe your QR code. Have you put your vaccination certificate into your workplace? If you haven't, you actually lose your job. You know, this is where third place comes into it. If your work or your home break down and you don't have this third place in the middle, you go from one place and you quickly spiral into depression. This is where the sociology meets up with it. Hang on, we're getting blown away here. Quick, Dorothy, we're going to Oz. Right, yeah, so when you lose a pillar, work or home, you've lost 50% of your life. And that's where depression starts. The other place gets pressure put on it. So, you know, if you've gone through a divorce, you take it to work, you put pressure on your job. And the same vice versa. If you lose your job, you take it home and you put pressure on yourself at home. This is where the importance of the third place comes into it. With the third place, you actually have a support mechanism. They might be 10 strangers that you just say hello to at the coffee shop, but you're feeling like you're part of the planet again, like you're part of the human race. You need to feel like that. Now, with our vlogging community that's bouncing around, I'm going to put it down to Chris meets Chris started it. It's a little bit grey area there. And Lewis then jumped on with this comment a few weeks ago about doing a 30-day challenge, and it sort of snowballed into a very interesting little group. I know we all can't watch each other's vlogs each day. It's just impossible. And, JD's putting 1 hour vlogs out there, and, Cam Brown's putting 20 or 30-minute vlogs out there. And when you've only got 30 minutes spare, you've got to look for the 5-minute vlogs. That's why I try and keep everything 5 minutes. At the moment, we're at 10 minutes and 34. I'm going to slip some photos. If you've got this far, you probably would have seen them already. I'll slip photos over me talking during this as well, or I'll put them at the end. I haven't decided yet. Of communal spaces, third places around Melbourne. This one's great, but, where the people, I've had a few people walk by me and smile, but they're not used to people vlogging up here. The vloggers are down there with the commoners, if you know what I mean. This is the $1 million apartments, not a place where you find people like me. So third places are for community. Vlogging is for community. Keep talking to people. As I just said, walk into a coffee shop, chat to people in there. You don't have to film them, by the way. You can chat to people, get your social levels up, get your confidence up. You've gone from high school, a lot of people, into a marriage, into work, and there's no training in life about, we're not allowed to go to pubs anymore because we can't drink and drive, so we've lost that. There's no training. When you hit 18 and you suddenly move into the real world, there's no experience at talking to people. You have to develop it. It's called being an adult. It's called growing up. It's called life. It sucks sometimes. So my challenge to you, if you've got this far, great. You're in the odd 27% of people make it to the end. Chat to 5 people today without filming them. Just 5 total strangers. Somebody standing at the train station waiting for a train with, somebody you're standing in a line with at the supermarket. Who knows, these Americans love filming grocery stores. Just say hello, as we do in Australia. G'day, how's your day been? Oh, g'day, look at this weather. It's a big talking point in Melbourne. I'm sure it's a talk point everywhere. Just talk about the weather. Everybody has an opinion on the weather. It's either been too hot lately, it's been too cold lately. Just chat about it. Dude, that's my challenge here. Talk to 5 random strangers for a few seconds. Just say hello and see how you go. Meanwhile, stay safe, enjoy life, and talk to people. Talk to me. Tag me if you want. Tag me in your comments, your videos. That gives me somebody to go and watch. I love being tagged. It gives me it gets my recommended feed to show more vloggers too. Stay safe. All right, enough talking. Ciao.